You were born with individual strengths and a unique purpose. Don't let fears, false beliefs, or life's happenings diminish your influence. It's time to live and lead for impact. Host Kirsten Ross, expert of transformation, will help you defeat the drama and overcome the trauma that can stop you in your tracks. You'll gain focus, find confidence, and take bold action. Unleash passionate, purposeful you. Let's go.
Welcome to Live and Lead for Impact. I'm Kirsten Ross, your host, and this is episode number 130. Today, I'm going to be talking about the myth of perfect timing. So often when I begin working with clients, they share the list of things they'd love to make happen in their lives, closely followed by all of the excuses/reasons for why they cannot start. Often the excuse list can be boiled down to one short phrase: the timing isn't perfect. If this is you, I hate to break it to you, but as for perfect timing, there is no such thing. If you want to live and lead for impact, you've got to know this to your core. If not, you'll be waiting a long time for your impact, and so will the world. I have a really good friend who's a project manager for a large international company. They pull the best of the best to work on their projects. The best minds, best talent, best resources from all across the world. And even they have never found the perfect time or had the perfect launch. I look back on my life and there were many times when I just pushed forward rather than pressing pause, when timing was far from perfect. And I can say with certainty, I have zero regrets about starting when I did for any of them. For instance, I remember deciding to write my first book. At the time, I knew nothing about writing or publishing. That could have stopped me in my tracks. I didn't even know how many words or 8.5 by 11 pages in a Word document would equal enough pages for a book. Luckily, I had a friend who'd recently been published through Wiley, Corey Perlman. I asked him, "So how do you know when you have enough content?" He shared the number of words he'd been given as a goal and the number he'd ended up with. Based on the information he shared, I decided I'd celebrate as soon as I hit 25,000 words. When I did and still had plenty more to write about, I knew I had a book. Now, I still had a lot more to figure out beyond the word count, too. Self-publish or look for a traditional publisher, editing, covers, formatting, indexing, and more. I was also a single mom with 2 young boys, and it was summer. None of this made it the optimal time. So you know what I did? I just started. I didn't focus on any of the end of project tasks and instead just made a commitment to get up every morning at 5:30 in the morning and write. That first book came out in 2010. The next, 2012, then 2016, and 2017. And each time it has gotten easier and easier because I've learned along the way. Each experience builds on the next, and before you know it, you're kind of like a pro. But if I had felt like, ooh, this isn't a good time because I'm uncertain, I don't know what I'm doing, I may have never started. Similarly, when I was part of a team starting a ministry, we talked about delaying our launch until we did some more research, tweaked a bit more. But the truth was, there really wasn't more to learn from research. Many of our questions could only be answered by doing. There would never be a perfect time. And then when I think back about starting my coaching business almost 15 years ago, talk about not the perfect time. And yet, I've loved every minute of it and know that I've positively impacted so many people and companies. I started this business on the heels of an abusive marriage. I'd spent years being berated and told I was worthless, lazy, and a sham. I was about to be a new single mom and had no family support in the area. The income from my new business also needed to support myself and 2 young boys. My ducks weren't in a row. They were all over the place. And yet I started. I had spoken to a few trusted advisors in my life, and they had helped me identify my unique abilities. I took a self-study course, created a business name and a website, and launched I did. Then a couple of years ago, I added a second business as an additional income source. It's well aligned with what I was already doing, and I loved that I would have the chance to spend time with motivated, goal-oriented people, something that I miss at times while working for myself. My kids were both going through major health challenges. Once again, it was not the optimal time to launch a new endeavor or meet a new team. But I jumped. These are just a few examples. I'm sure I could share more, but you get it. I can tell you that in not one instance do I regret moving forward during a time when things were far from perfect. And I know I've made an impact on this world each time I moved past discomfort to start or create a new something when it wasn't the perfect time. What if I'd robbed the world of my impact while I waited for all the stars to align? What have you been pressing pause on? Is it something for you, your family, or your health? Maybe it's something you'd like to learn or train for, a trip you'd like to take. Is there a new business on your brain? Whatever it is, just start. The perfect time will never happen. Why is today's barrier to perfection any worse than the one you'll have tomorrow? Don't rob the world of your plan. Don't rob your life of your plan. So I ask you, to what will you commit to today to put your plan in action? Today, commit to taking the first step, and tomorrow take one more. Before you know it, you'll be well on your way and looking back with a feeling of satisfaction and a smile. Impact made or lessons learned. Either way, a life enriched by a chance you took. So get out there, take a chance, take your next step. I beg you, the world needs your impact. And if there's anything I can do to help, reach out. Go to defeatthedrama.com, click on the podcast tab, and you'll find a way to connect with me very easily. I would love to help you make your impact. I'd also love it if you could leave a review for me. If you've been getting value from my podcast, how about heading over to iTunes or wherever you listen to leave a review? I'd really appreciate it. So until next time, make it a great day and get out there and make your impact.